Alright, we're back. A million apologies for that. Apologies again. We're back and our game is functioning. Nice, Gofa. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Oh, that's right. That's right. He is playing beside. Why is the game schedule not popping up? go. There's the schedule. He is playing beside. What was I thinking? Yeah. Today is going to be a great, interesting day. It's like, today is what I call the giant versus the challenger, right? Each one of these games theoretically has a favorite, although based on everybody's voting, not 100%. But Zern is favored versus Hoover, Eery is favored against Poseidon. Recon and Greek are actually fairly evenly matched in the assumptions by everybody. But, you know, for Hoover and Poseidon both making their way from the other tournament as the two entrants, it's going to be a Goliath versus David kind of a day. And I am all for that. Let me get Flavio on this call here. Eery says, always ready. When I asked him if he was nervous, excited, or ready. Flavio, do I hear you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Let me just increase your volume here. Say something again.
Can you hear me?
Excellent. Everybody, does that sound good? I'll lower the volume actually on the music a little bit. Did you accept in-game the test? It means exactly what you think it means, Pharos. Excellent. Coastal, best map ever. Should probably change that up very soon. Let's change this up. This is gonna be Eery. This is going to be Poseidon. There we go. Are you excited about any particular match?
Repeat, please.
Are you excited about any particular match today?
Let me take a look here because I think there's one match I want to see the most. I want to see Recon versus Greeky because Greeky has been practicing a lot, and I want to see him now facing Recon, how he's going to handle this match.
That is the closest one in terms of predictions. So I think that's the one that everybody is going to be having a hard time betting on. I should probably change the numbers as well here. But I absolutely agree with you. I will say though that I love watching Eery play, and I have been stumped by Poseidon many a times. So I am looking forward to actually casting a Poseidon game, which should be a lot of fun, and then 2, seeing whether or not Poseidon can actually play, because he's been playing like Eery fairly recently, moving away from his more the style that he usually plays, which is like super greedy. So if he continues to be like that and play like that, I'm expecting big things. So I'm hoping he can take a game off of Eery, and I think that'll be a really good win for him.
Usually I see him producing a lot, but most of the time he's playing against players that are too passive. But
Yes.
Greeky is too aggressive, and I want to see how he handles this aggression.
Yeah. It's crazy how Age has been developing even in such a quick, short period of time. Like, I think after Eery's dominant performance in the last tournament with Steve, like, the meta sort of shifted in a way, like where now you need to put on pressure, and if you don't put on pressure, like, you're sort of just behind the entire game. And that was true beforehand, but it's just even more important now, especially that Eery won the last tournament.
Yeah, it's like someone just told you there is more beyond this point, and now you have to go after that point. Otherwise, you will be behind compared to others that are going beyond that point. So this is interesting to watch development after that tournament.
Yeah. Agreed, Pharaoh. So he does play greedy against non good players, but even in general, like he isn't usually as aggressive as somebody like an Eery. Not to say that anybody's as aggressive as somebody like Eery, but nonetheless, like, he should be able to adapt, and I'm hoping he can take a couple games off.
Yeah, after all, we're here because of games, so I'm expecting three games in this first match.
Yeah.
Not a quick 2-0.
I'm hoping all these games are not a quick match. Let's talk about actually the first map in all of these series, which is going to be equal footing. Any thoughts on equal footing as a map in general?
I hope Eery brings Celts in the first game, because it's a map really favorable for this kind of civilization, aggressive, cheap units you can spam in the early game.
Yep.
Without hurting too much the economy. But I'm more interested in see what Poseidon is going to do, because he needs to expect Celts in this kind of map.
100%.
So yeah, I want to see his reaction to the map in the peak of civilization, because the civ he chooses is going to tell a lot about his playstyle in this first match.
I think if I were to take a guess, he's been playing a lot of Norse recently, and in Age 2 with the Raiders, I think that might actually give him the opportunity to go on the offensive rather than just being at the mercy of whatever Eery plans to do with him. Unfortunately, equal footing is one of those maps where your base isn't at the back of the map, which is actually a detriment for somebody like who's going to be playing defensively, because Eery can circle his entire base and come in from all different angles.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that Poseidon can somehow break the curse of Eery here, and not the curse of Eery, more like the amazing gameplay style of Eery, and actually, you know, throw some raiders, which are one pop, right? So he can keep a sizable army of throwing axemen back in his base, which are great at kiting and retaining their large unit size, and then send some raiders out to go attack Eery. So we'll see. We'll see if he actually manages to do that, or maybe if he plays a different civ, they'll have a different strategy. So
Yeah, considering still this match you're talking, Celts versus Norse, the first age is going to in age one. I see Celts with a huge advantage, but in age two, Norse have more advantage based on what you said about raiders costing just one population and throwing axemen, because Celts needs to make a lot of long swords to look for a surround, because they can't keep with that range. Slingers can't help much against this kind of composition. So if he makes raiders and keep a good army of throwing axemen, I want to see how Eery is going to respond to that, because it's a short map. You can surround the base, as you said, and while raiding with raiders, you can attack with throwing axemen. So this is going to be an interesting dynamic to watch.
yeah, we're just waiting for Poseidon, everybody. And then so Eery's here, we tested, everything's good, and we're just waiting for Poseidon to get this show on the road. And we're just doing the pre-game conversations right now. Let's see. What civ do you think is going to be the dominant civ for this tournament? Like last tournament, it was Celt, I believe, right? Which was the dominant tournament winner, and then also Egypt was a favorite but lost every game. Do you anticipate the same thing sort of happening?
I don't know. I have to check the recent patch notes, because I remember we have some significant changes in those things.
That's right. Let me pull it up while we're waiting for Poseidon here. He will be joining very shortly. Let's see here. 50K makes like the coolest graphics for these balance patches. Like it's pretty incredible.
I agree.
You know, you would never think that this game was just made by a couple of really dedicated team members. Okay, let's check this out. So more elephants get increased snare resistance, cool, and chariot archers get like marginally higher health, so not much. Babylon got hurt from no, Babylon got buffed, sadly, except for Lancers. Lancers got nerfed hard. And then for Celts, yes, the main thing there was Carps were nerfed. So previously they did 25 damage per second, and now they do 20. But their increase to range went up from 2.75 to 3.5. So less of an all-round crazy area of effect dealing monster to something a little bit more tech based.
Uh, Based on the patch notes, I could say maybe we're going to see more elephants in the mix for Egyptians
I
because
I I really hope.
yeah, it's an interesting unit. Uh, so we already can see a lot of Carriot archers in the mix with some camels, but elephants isn't that common in most maps. I see more elephants when the distance between bases is close. But
Yes.
considering that they before could take a hard snare, wouldn't be that useful. But now with this base snare, I think we can see more elephants, and they are an excellent addition to this kind of composition to soak a lot of damage, while behind you have Carriot archers uh, destroying everything in the front line because these guys have a huge DPS. So I don't know. Maybe we could see more elephants from Egypt, but compared to the other units, I don't see uh, anyone willing to not pick Celts or pick other civilization because of this change in
Mm.
Carpentons, because you can win a game with Celts in Age 3 without any problems. In this
Uh,
nerf, I don't think this is too much.
I agree. I agree. It's like a fair balance patch. It's not something that nerfs the Civ into
Yeah,
oblivion.
yeah.
Agreed. Just so everybody knows, we're just waiting on Poseidon here to join. He said he'd be on soon, so that is what we are waiting on. And we're just chatting about the... where, where is this sloth? We're just chatting about the game beforehand. And co-casting with me is Flavio, in case you don't know, and I am Star of Night. But yeah,
I
so
like the,
oh, go for it. Go for
you speaking to you about the patch notes. I like the changes for Babylonians because while you have a slightly increase in the cost of experiments, at least in what regard of food, you have a decrease in gold. So before you could make like, if I'm not wrong, five experiments without additional units collecting gold. But now you can make at least, if I'm not wrong, one more villager, one more experiment, and you can save food to prepare for aging up. So age 2, you have bombings dealing more damage, and even with that reduced in the bonus, but one point in this DPS is huge for age 2. The increase in hit points for Guardian, I like this very much because Guardians for Babylonians is key
it. Yeah,
to train units fast.
I always
Uh,
felt that I always felt that gardens were just like too slow, like too weak. Like 500 health is like
uh-huh.
two acid bars coming in, and 5 seconds later there goes your entire garden. So I am much in favor of this change.
And I don't think this nerf in for Lancers makes that a huge difference because
No,
the
no, we're
changes
not
for
casting. We're sorry, guys. We're just chatting about the game, the pre-game. We're waiting for Poseidon to join. Poseidon will be joining very shortly. So yeah, that's what we're waiting on right now.
so these changes for Lancers, I don't think this is too much because the changes for the Bowman in Age 2, I think is more significant than the nerf. In fact, the, the, the changes for Bowman and Guardian are more significant than the changes for Lancers.
Yeah, playing co-cast at the same time. That's jokes. Oh, there we go. Poseidon's on. We're gonna go test. Oh, by the way, Zerton and anybody else who's watching who will be in the future games, I added you. So if you're able to add me back, I can now see when you're online, so I don't have to message you on Discord. Okay. Sign's getting things ready, and then we'll be joining. Okay. This is exciting. Thank you everybody who's already watching and tuning in. Wait, so you were saying that they got increased DPS? Who got increased DPS? Don't pick your civ yet. Okay. I'm gonna do a quick test here. Cog with the host. I was gonna make I was gonna make a like a bingo sheet where it would have like all the things I wanted to see in a standard game. Okay. No, thanks, Greeky. Much appreciated, by the way. Okay. Let's test. Then you can pick your civs. Okay. Are you ready? I am ready.
Okay, let's start this.
Let's do it.
Tô gostando de fazer isso, rapaz, interessante. Thank you very much. Ok, que mapa ruim, velho. Ah tá, isso é só teste, ok.
Okay, sweet. You're gonna message me their civs and we'll be on the road, rocking and rolling. I just wanted to give a huge we got a good one today, boys. We got a good one today. What do you think Poseidon chose? We all know what Eery's going to choose. But what do you think Poseidon chose? I thought he was going to go Norse. But can you guess what he actually did?
I don't know. Persians should be a safe pick here.
Wrong. Both of them are going Celts. So this is going to be a Celt mirror. And we're going to make it, Poseidon's going to be blue. And...
Mirror match?
No, Eery's going to be blue, sorry. And Poseidon's going to be red. Okay. And we're going to go on equal footing. Alright, am I going crazy? Equal footing. Equal footing. Alright. Let's do this, everybody. First map. First match of the... Oh, that's not good, actually. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry about this. Here we go. We should be good now. We should be good. Sorry. Here we go. Poseidon's gonna be... Oh, Eery's gonna be 1. Poseidon's gonna be 2.
COVID Kittens pointed something interesting. He said that he just worries about Poseidon going fast H3 and lose the game. I honestly don't think he will commit this mistake. He's not playing against nobody. Okay, he's playing against the champion of the last tournament, and he knows Eery have a lot of experience with Celts. So I don't think he's going to make this mistake. I honestly don't expect him to do that.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to change from 1440p to 1080 there. So I think this is both what we expected, right? Like Celts equal footing. Both of them need to defend their base. Both of them actually have a really good back spawn of camels here, but I think Eery's is way better. Yeah, this is a much better spawn for Eery, unfortunately. Poseidon looks like he can get wrapped and spun around here. Ooh, interesting placement of the barracks. I've wondered why people always put their barracks up front, and it's usually for travel distance, right? But putting your barracks at the back, it might almost seem like you're not going to be going barracks first. So if Eery doesn't scout this properly and only scouts like the front of Poseidon's base and then the side here, he'll miss this barracks, which is an interesting strategy by Poseidon. Eery going... Yeah, go for it.
No, I'm just looking at this choice for him, and I don't know if he's exactly hiding the barracks, because the position here tells me more that he's just making a wall here to protect the villagers in the wood line, but nevertheless, it's an interesting position here.
Could very well be. And it looks like he's gathering these 2 spearmen. Eery does scout it, so never mind. There's an amazing elephant here on this hunt. This is, if Eery actually does, or if Poseidon does take advantage of this elephant, that could be a huge advantage. I'm not sure if... Yeah, Eery does have one, and it's near his second hunt, but not nearly as good as Poseidon's there. Sizable army.
Yeah, I agree.
4 spearmen to the 4 that are already crossing the map. Oh man. Poseidon's playing defensively, also getting hunting dogs, so I fully expect him to go on this elephant here.
I just hope he doesn't do that right now, because he needs
agreed.
Help speed now.
Agreed. Oh no, he is. He's gonna go for it. Oh no.
Oh man.
Does he lose a villager? No, he's good. And this is the dance. Back and forth. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the optimal play, but oh, and it looks like Eery's dropping some villagers trying to get to H3, potentially. 16 villagers to the 15 of Eery. So yeah, somewhere along the way, Poseidon got an extra villager. Not that it's gonna matter that much.
I think that extra villager, considering that now he's building another barracks, doesn't make difference in the economy.
Wow, you're right. This is a brilliant play. So both players like recognizing that they're not going to get anything done with an equal amount of spearmen here. So Poseidon's keeping up really well. Both of them going to H2 at the same time, mirroring them. But again, like I think Poseidon actually squeaks out another villager. Yeah, so 19 to 17. Aging up at roughly the same amount of time. And that could be a huge difference in who can get their second town center out first.
Agree.
Poseidon now pumping up 2
We
spearmen.
have more villagers collecting stone.
Yes, that's a good point. And yeah, Poseidon won't have enough stone here to actually put down the second town center right away. Eery's slightly ahead though, because he is in the H2 faster, so he's going to be pumping out those long swordsmen. And right now he's doing Eerie things, just circling the base, seeing if there's any exposed villagers, and getting ready to pounce on whatever second town center Poseidon thinks he's going to build. You're absolutely right. This is a brilliant play by Poseidon here to wall off his base using this barracks. 2,250 HP. He might be able to get it though. Like, this is a lot of wood that Poseidon's using. 13 spearmen do quite a lot of damage, and these 4 are not going to be good enough. Yeah, he just put down his second town center somewhere in the middle of his base, so that's good. Yeah, like this, raiding with his long swordsman, and Poseidon hasn't made any long swordsmen because he hasn't gathered any gold. Or he's only made 2, sorry. And he's making more, but he doesn't have enough gold to continue production. And on the other side, loses his hunt with still 1.5 camels left. This is the power of Eery just being in somebody's base, right? Like, this town center is not able to get any... Oh, I love this. Thank you, Poseidon. He needs to throw off Eery's game, and attacking his wood line is exactly what he should be doing. He has the stone, he has the wood to put down a second town center, but just can't or hasn't yet. So this is good. But in the meantime, Eery again at the back of Poseidon's base, the front of Poseidon's base, surrounding him, relegating him to berries here, not wanting to get on this hunt and this elephant out front. But this is good. This is a good game so far.
This is a tension situation for him, knowing that Eery is just waiting for a small window.
What is going on? Miss rally here with the villager. Eery's still circling the base, gathering a ton of stone Poseidon. A ton of gold Poseidon, just to keep pumping out these long swordsmen. I see the villager count.
Second thing to consider.
Sorry, repeat.
One second thing to consider about the Eery's decision to place his second town center in the back of his base. Not only he limits the movement of Poseidon units behind his base, but he gets these town centers in an excellent location next to a gold, wood, and already preparing for a market line.
Yes, it is. But in the meantime, like, Poseidon is ahead on villagers, 28 to the 32. Got up that second town much faster. So Eery needs to do something with these units here, or else it won't be effective. And this is exactly what Poseidon needed to do. Coming here, throwing Eery off his game, throwing him off his hunt. This is brilliant play by Poseidon. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it right now. Oh, and pushing out, despite knowing that these units are in the back of his base. This could be a mistake. He doesn't have any units except for these 2 to defend. Oh, okay, never mind. Looks like he's just going to be protecting this hunt here. Knows that he has this amazing Sim City in his base right now. I don't think they can come through there, but we'll see.
Okay, he's ahead in population, so...
Yeah, 40 villagers to the 33. That is massive. Man, that is insane.
The machine of making villagers. This is awesome. This is awesome.
That is going to be huge. Like, as long as Poseidon keeps raiding, keeps putting pressure on Eery, because right now, like, it doesn't really matter. That he's confined to his base, but later on when he has to gather, from these elephants out front, when his berries run out, when his gold run out, like that's when the circling and the aggression from Eery will actually start to affect Poseidon.
Yeah, and considering the numbers of units here, I don't know, man. If he pushes with this unit with even a small force here to defend, he can do a lot of damage in Eery's base.
Agreed, but like Eery's just so good, picking up, almost picked off a house, picked off a sacred grove, and that's something that actually Eery is ahead on. He has some druids in his base, I believe. Here we go. Some druids here, some druids here, 2 druids there. But amazing counter aggression by Poseidon, picking off even more villagers. 40 to the 50 of Poseidon. This is a smart play by Eery. If you don't have the villager lead, then you got to do something else. And if healing is what he's planning to do, then it's not a bad strategy. But Poseidon definitely going to be getting this these druids and getting these upgrades. So
if you saw something about food for Eery, and now we can see that he's not in a good spot because he's already trying to transition into farms. But
really?
The value of that doesn't come quick. So these elephants for Poseidon here, excellent spawn for him.
Oh yes, that was like, that's 2,000. Yeah, 2,000 because you got 2 of them, and I believe the hunting dogs gives 10% conservation, so that's huge. 2,200 food. This is just Eery doing great things, like splitting his army up, the larger force to drag the entirety of Poseidon's army to the right side, while on the left side, Eery's trying to make something happen with these units. Yeah, so Poseidon's 3 villagers being knocked off this gold while coming into the base of Poseidon, trying to attack here. Lovely play by Eery, but I think this one Poseidon needs to know, like 52 villagers to the 63 and continuing to make units. He has a sizable lead. Like, I'd like to see him push. This is not enough to keep him in his base.
Oh, this rally's wrong.
Let's see.
He just lost one. Okay, good micro for the druid.
He even has an up. They're both even roughly on armory upgrades as well, so that's good. Should clean this up. The druid getting in on the fight, but this is excellent. Poseidon crossing the map, going to be affecting these hunts one more time, and Eery being put on the back foot, needing to run back to his base to defend. Lots of damage that Poseidon could be doing right now. In the meantime, mini raids here, mini raids here, mini raids there, but this is great. Just get into the base of Eery, do a ton of damage, go for it. Oh, going for the town center right away. This is a bold play.
Yeah, this is risky.
Yeah.
Too risky, I think.
I agree, I agree. In the middle of his base, he hasn't cleaned up the units that are here. So it looks like he's just circling around. Hasn't committed to any particular attack. Just cleaning up things.
Check the villager production, the production bar for Poseidon.
Yeah, it's huge.
Villagers. This is huge, man. This is huge.
He wants to make sure he never forgets to make a single villager.
He's already 70 villagers, 71 against 56 for Eery. This is incredible.
But I think he's beginning to lose his 72 to the 56. Yeah, but that means that Eery's army is like just about the same size as Poseidon's, and yeah, with only this one druid in the back, like there's so many druids, so many long swordsmen coming into the base. This is going to be scary. It's a scary push from Eery. Oh, and Poseidon deciding, never mind, going to the third age and pushing into his base. He's going to be pushing into Eery's base.
Decision, because if the Eery decides to attack here with this army,
oh my God, he's even rallying this small group of units over to his base. This is, Eery has nothing to defend this. And he's right-clicking the town center. And he's running back. Poseidon got Eery to run back. He's on the town center. He's going hard. He's going to take it down. If these villagers don't...
He's going to take down.
These villagers don't... He's going to take it out. He's getting every villager on it. He destroyed the town center. That's huge. And he's forcing Eery to go all the way back. There's 20 villagers over here idle. I don't know, no gathering time. Killing all these, trying to kill all these food villagers. Going to the third age. Eery's in the base of Poseidon, but he just can't do the same amount of damage because he doesn't have the units here.
Man, this is huge. This is huge.
Oh, man. And he's trying to take out the second one. I think he'll get it. There's only 11, 6 villagers here. It'll be so close. He gets it. He puts the timer on Eery.
This game is crazy.
This is nuts. And Eery's going to clean this up, and he's going to be able to put out on a second town center. But there's 51 to the 69 villagers. That is a huge lead. And Poseidon in the middle of his base, like he has getting Longswordsman champion. Eery's not even in H3. Getting his third town center. This is fantastic. Getting the third age armory upgrades for melee. He's doing everything right. He is on his game.
What Eery can do now is bring his units to do equal or even more damage. But the problem is that Poseidon right now he's in total advantage because his barracks, his production buildings are close to is in his base. So I don't think Eery can do the same damage.
Yeah, I would love to see. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
No, I'm just wanted to say this for me right now was the best thing in the game, decisive moment. I honestly, with all respect to Eery, I don't think he can recover from that. I honestly don't think he can recover.
I can agree. That was just like, you know, a lesser player like myself would have definitely pushed back when he saw some units attacking his base, but yeah, Poseidon just didn't worry about it. Went right into his base and took out both town centers and put the clock on. That's huge. And now that he's H3, getting bowmen, which is massive. He has this large bank of wood that he can use to plop down a whole bunch of production facilities. He just needs to make sure that this is, in fact, a very, very scary army. 20 pop more, roughly, than his own army. So making sure not to lose any of his own and putting the pressure on Eery should be his #1 objective. And I think with Longswordsman champion, he should be able to get this. 0.53 melee infantry armor. That's huge versus the 0.42.
And he already with upgrade, second upgrade for melee damage.
Yeah. So his longswordsman do 19.7 versus the 15.6. So this is just Poseidon waiting out, figuring out what he needs to do to close this game out. But he has the bowman. He has everything he needs. I like this from Eery.
15 druids. I've never saw so many druids.
Yeah, that's a lot of druids. 15 druids. But yeah, again, it won't do much. Like even these raids on the side, I like this from Eery. He's not letting it himself be dissuaded by these attacks, but see who's winning this fight actually.
Yeah.
I think Poseidon's winning, cleaning it up. Just barely though. It's a very equal fight, despite the fact that Poseidon has the upgrade advantage. Yeah,
Eery is not even close for H3, so this is huge.
Wow, that was quite an even fight, despite the fact that Poseidon seemingly had everything going for him there.
That amount of druids made a lot of difference in that fight.
That was, yeah, exactly.
Because he's behind in upgrades and not champion. And he cleared almost all long swords.
Yeah, and he's continuing to do some pesky raiding in the side here, so he's probably going to do the same with these units here, but I'd like to see yeah, Poseidon do the same. Like he, this is brazen from Eery, gathering right next to this army of Poseidon. But on both sides of Poseidon, there's these units that could be causing trouble to him. I'm wondering if he's gonna just put the gas pedal on and go right for the base of Eery and do something, or
I think that would be the best movement here, the best decision here for him in this stage of the game. He should just pick all his units and move into Eery's base. Eery can't defend against what Poseidon have. This is why he just raiding and avoiding fights, because he's behind in upgrades and behind in terms of age. So this is the best Eery can do, but
yeah, and he's going to be pushing out right now. But you're absolutely right. Like when you are behind like this, and when you're trying to buy yourself some time for you to get to the third age, for you to do something, that's what you should be doing. You should be raiding. You should be causing your opponents strife and putting them off their game. So playing really well, Eery.
Yeah, Eery has nothing to deal with these bowmen.
Yeah, he has no. Oh, he's just making some slinger production right now, but he's still in age 3. Poseidon getting his 3rd age broadhead arrows upgrade, coming in, killing all these villagers, and yeah, that's going to be GG from Eery. Wow, what a great game. What a great game. This is going to be a best of 3. Yeah, best of 3. Okay, let me just check something. Okay, let's check the post-game stats here real quick. Villagers trained. I think this was it. Yeah, Poseidon just for the whole game was marginally ahead from getting that second town center up a little bit faster. Yeah, really well done, and managing all those different raids. That was excellent. Okay, let me just change some of these. Donation. Huh. Okay. Oh, actually, sorry. Oasis next map. Okay, sorry. Oasis is the next map. Here we go. Oasis. It's gonna be a good one. So we gotta change this over here. I gotta fix this donation thing. I don't know why it's not working. But blue score. Blue is Poseidon, I believe. No, blue is Eery, so red score is now 1. Poseidon is now. Okay. Okay, are you ready? We are ready. Oasis, Celts versus Persia. What are you thinking right now?
I'm just honestly impressed with this display of skill here for Poseidon. Man, what a decision making in that moment. The villager production, I honestly wasn't expecting such gameplay for him, especially against Eery that has a lot of experience with Celts. So impressive game, honestly impressive game. But we have to remember that Eery is what people call the comeback king. So
that's right.
We have to see the results of this game.
No, 100%. Poseidon played out of his mind last game, and like just to say that you beat Eery in a Celt v Celt mirror, like on his own favorite civ, is incredible. So let's talk about this matchup. This matchup is a lot more difficult though. So in age one, right, you'll build the same thing. You need to survive in age one, and you saw Poseidon keep up with the production of Eery, so that was excellent. But what happens is that in a Celt v Celt mirror, it's easy to all of a sudden switch from building spearmen to longswordsmen, which are really good at cleaning up all those spearmen. In age 2, Poseidon isn't able to transition from Sparabara to something else really quickly because you only have those spearmen in age 2. So it's going to be, unfortunately, it's a disadvantage of the civ, at least in age 1 going to age 2.
He needs to take advantage of the fact that he have access to bowmen in age 2, but he needs to prepare a good defense too in age 1 because Eery won't stop the pressure with spearmen. He won't wait for him to make bowmen. So he needs to prepare a good transition to make some bowmen and be able to defend in the meantime.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He needs to get a lot of people on wood. This is actually one of those maps where a single town center build is probably more viable, at least in the early game, especially versus Eery. And it's like whoever can be the greedier person will most likely win. But that being said, like if you are too greedy, it'll end very quickly for you.
Something interesting to notice here is that check Poseidon's base. In the left side, there is a natural wall of woods and the terrain over here. And this storehouse gives him vision of any units from Eery passing this way. And in the other side, he doesn't have these completely natural wall, just few...
oh yeah, you're right. This is an excellent.
And so Eery just have one window to attack here behind Poseidon's base, which is in the top side of the left, top side of the map.
Yes.
But check now Eery's base. Eery's base is completely open. He doesn't have vision in the bottom of his map because Poseidon can destroy this story house here in the bottom. So Eery have two locations to worry about for what Azabaras.
Yeah, actually Poseidon right now housed a bit, which is going to hurt him for villager production. Crazy. Eery already at 32 pop versus a 25 of Poseidon. But he's not putting down another house. Oh, he's going to H2 instead. Okay. And he's chasing these units back. But this is, you're absolutely right. Like, I love that that call with the storehouse here, giving him vision on this side of the map. Unfortunately, he has now lost that vision. But he is being super greedy. So I like this from Poseidon. Going to H2. But he needs to be careful that, like, Eery doesn't have this large group of spearmen coming out and then following that large group of spearmen. If he does manage to go, no, he's not. So this is something that Eery could have done to punish Poseidon's. Like, he should be able to see that he's gathering stone. So and he's gone to the second age really fast. So if he had made a second town center, started pumping out a bunch of Celt longswordsmen, he'd be able to pick off things like this archer range. But we'll see.
Yeah.
How do I enable predictions? Is one of the moderators able to do that? I don't know how to do that. In the meantime, yeah, what's going on?
Archery, he needs to defend really well here because he's in a huge advantage here. Eery is still researching age 2, so he needs to take advantage here because otherwise he will be behind because you already have one dock here,
Yeah,
which means he will have completely control of that area of the map.
this is really nice by Eery getting this dock up. You know, it's sort of like the prize you get for all this early aggression. He won't be able to snipe this TC, and he'll probably have to run away very, very soon. But he does pick off one villager despite having 8 tents, so that's pretty good. Gonna lose a bunch of these spearmen though on the way out. I'd like to see Eery create a... Actually, I take that back. I was gonna say he should make a swan ship, but it's actually not the thing he should be doing.
Just check his second town center location. He's been really aggressive right now.
Wow. So this is actually one of the things I want to talk about. I like the fact that this town center is able to protect all of these resources really good. And this is something that, like, this almost mirrors the optimal Acorn game, which is actually pretty funny. Now that Optimal's in the chat. So like Optimal put his TC here last time. Small raids going on over here. Poseidon does see this, so this is good. But what happened was Eery just ignored it. He just ignored the whole middle of the map. He ignored the fact that the town center was here. So despite Optimal having initially this like really good center of the map control, Eery just like walked around the side and started raiding the back of the base of Optimal, and like he ended up winning. So as long as Poseidon doesn't get like that tunnel vision of I need to retake the middle of the map, I think he can do quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to make Azabaras to raid the back of Eery's base, because the second town center for Eery is an excellent decision here because he have a lot of resources here, but he leaves the back of his base vulnerable, because if he decides to bring his units to defend his main base, he may lose the second town center. And
correct.
And the other way around. So now, although he made an excellent decision here, this decision will be put in question if Poseidon makes Azabaras here. No stable so far, but we have to see if he's going to make some and see if Eery can defend that.
Yeah, like the initial thought from the Persian player should be, yes, you need bowmen to counter the infantry of Eery. But then the second thought, as you said, is like you need to start sprinkling in Asabara, because eventually the Celt player, which Poseidon is doing, which Eery is doing really well right now, is create some slingers. So yeah, this is really good play by both players. They're mirroring each other's builds appropriately, as they should be doing for each appropriate civ. So something I would say is, like, Poseidon did a great job last game of pushing out when you know, looks like they're both on the move right now, but he did a great job of raiding Eery last game, and I would like to see him do that right now. Like, this is a sizable army. It's not the most mobile army, sure, and he's getting cav right now, but soon I would like to see him put some pressure on Eery, which looks like he's going to be moving out into the middle of the map. There is some units here and the swan ship, while a raid is coming in the back of the base. And
I think that this is a wrong time for moving his units. I think there's a wall here.
Looks like Eery didn't attack the back of the base of. He's coming back to defend, and this is one of those things where if he only had the dock here, right, and he wasn't thinking about protecting this second town center, he might have decided to just go for the wood line of Poseidon.
Now because they're about to get flanked here.
Oh, but this is huge. He's looking to close the game out with this flank. Oh, and he's able to take down one swan ship, but another one pops out just in time. Oh, looks like Poseidon his army just got absolutely steamrolled on the water here. And that's one of those things where That's what I was
That's the
talking
secret.
about. The tunnel vision, right? You might think that you need to go for the middle of the base, the attack the middle of the pawn, but you don't. And that's something I fall into all the time. But and even the best players fall into. But you could just ignore it, right? What is he gathering? Like he had 3 fishing boats. He doesn't need to necessarily go for this. Go to the back of the base, take out all these villagers here, but yeah, really, really good game from both players, though. Let's see what civs are gonna do. Yeah.
One thing that he could do if he wanted to fight for this pond or something like that is just to kite with Bowman, and but didn't need to engage this swamp ship and all
Yes.
these units here without any vision or knowledge about the other part of Eery's army. So that was a poor decision and cost him the game because considering the distance here between bases, Eery would just bring all his units and finish the game.
Yep. Yes. So now we're gonna have um, a mirror again. We're gonna have a Persian mirror. So this is on Mountain Crossing.
Okay, so we can expect a macro game, heavy macro game, and maybe we're going to see Age 4.
Mountain Crossing. So Eery is blue. Poseidon is red. And sure. Excellent. All right, let's get into it. Man, that was. I think somebody in chat was asking whether or not there's been a Persia versus Celt game where the Persian players won, and it's tough. It's a tough matchup. You do need a lot of Asabara, especially in H2, but then you need to be like super willing and able to transition to like something else, because horsemen are really, really good, at least in H3. So looks like both players are standard opening. We don't know yet if this wood gathering is going to be for a dock or for a barracks, but we will see. Ooh, excellent. The predictions are on. What do you think is going to happen here, Flavio?
I'm trying to see here the lakes behind both players' base, and both lakes have multiple entrances. So maybe I could expect Eery to proxy a dock here, but I don't know. I don't know if Poseidon can do such a thing, but from Eery I can expect a proxy dock here.
This is the most unstandard mountain crossing opening I've ever seen. Usually it's you make a dock here, you maybe make 1 or 2 fishing boats to begin with, and then you transition to something else like second town center or a barracks build. But both players, they know what game they're playing. They're playing Eery's Age of Empires Online, and both are opening with a barracks. So that's pretty cool.
And we have to remember, this is decisive here. This is the match. This is decisive for both players. So you can't gamble in something like that. And one thing I would like to point out about that subject, I send you that that message about scouting.
Actually, hold on a second. Poseidon has like a really, really strange back lake here, where like he has to run like forever to. Is your back lake good for you? So we'll just make sure that he's.
Yeah, there is a wall. I noticed that right now.
That's like a really, really strange. Okay, let's start this up again. Okay, sorry. So yeah, good call. I just wanted to make sure that the player is, because that is a really strange. Usually there's a path from your TC to the back of your dock, just like Eery's here. It's a clear path, but Poseidon doesn't seem to have that. Eery already has some units here, which is fine. Neither one of them gathering or getting aid tent yet. The battle of the scouts is happening. So yeah, you were saying, sorry, your scouts.
About scouting, if Poseidon had a better scouting in that game, he would know exactly where to attack. Because he didn't know any knowledge, any intel about Eery's base. In that specific moment, he didn't know where Eery's army were. So that was the huge problem. He decided just to attack in that specific location, but without any intel. So I'm just talking about this because of that thing I sent you, the scout guide and stuff like that. And you said this would be interesting to mention in these games. And this we can see, he just lost the scout.
Oh, did he? Where? Sorry.
Lost him.
Did you lose it in the middle of the of his base? Like, Poseidon is going on the water. He already has a water. He's getting out a fishing boat, which is good. But you're absolutely right. Like, even to your point, even if you don't use your scout to do the scouting, if you throw a small raiding party out there,
yeah.
Oh, this is good. This is good by Eery. Actually, the storehouse from Poseidon should give him enough notice to know that like he could potentially come back here and attack these vulnerable villagers. Oh, and he might. Wow, that's.
Wow, that's a lot of. Yeah.
That's a lot of damage. Now that's a lot of damage. One hit. House crushed. This is good from Poseidon. Like, he seems to be ahead in 18 villagers to the 19. Eery's still not age 2, and he is missing the wood and the food to get to age 2. Only has 2 villagers on food. What's going on here? Oh, he just ran out of his hunt and he's gathering in the front of his base, and that's just something that Eery's allowed to do because. Yep. And in the meantime, yeah, Poseidon. Excellent scouting by him, right? This is to your point what you should be doing. Checking, looking at the stone that has been gathered by your opponent. You see that it contains less than, well, your opponent needs to have less than 700 wood, or gold, stone. That's what I'm talking about, stone. So as long as you can see that, you know that your opponent has second town center, is going for second town center, and Eery is looking to do the love this. This is a scouting play with your house to make sure that your opponent doesn't backdock you. Oh, here he comes. Eery.
Wow. He's able to snipe. Not this time.
Not this time, but it was close. It was close. Yeah, there's a huge pop difference, Rakim, but that's mostly due to the fact that Poseidon went to age 2 first, and Eery still hasn't been in age 2, and a little bit of housing, of course. But yeah, like, he's dropping some villagers right now. Good, getting them up. Oh, and running with these 5 villagers who would have otherwise had to trek all the way around here to get out of harm's way.
This is a small disadvantage for him, and now his dock is exposed here.
Yeah, but fishing boats are able to repair it at a really fast rate, so I'm not worried. As long as Poseidon has the wood, then he should be good to go. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna bring this back to. As I say that, Poseidon scouting the base, realizing hasn't or just has enough wood, stone to put down a town center. Really nice spot for a second market.
I agree.
In the meantime, yeah, Poseidon has 16 Sparabara, which aren't affected that much by the pierce damage of these two town centers. And yeah, just right now getting up the stables. Smart second production facility by Poseidon. 28 villages to the 29. So both players should be fairly even soon in villager counts, but this is a massive army.
You're not decided yet which second unit he's going to add to his army. He already have enough wood, stone, wood, and now he decided to make an archery. I was expecting stable, but decided to make an archery here.
I think he sees some. Oh no, no! How did I miss this? Oh, Poseidon's gonna have all of his wood villagers, these production facilities.
And this is going to be huge here.
Oh, and he was gathering from this far spot in the back, so we should have seen it. But the raids from Eery were just causing him too much trouble. And yeah, it's just mass exodus away from this, away from these trees. And Eery is so smartly waiting for that transition to another source of resources.
I was expecting age 4 in this game, but I don't think we're going to have it.
Oh, Eery was so ready with his own houses here, and I should have expected this to happen. Cleans up the back base. Poseidon doesn't even try to get on the water there or defend his water. 38 to the 36 villagers, down in population, but he can still turn this around, right? Like what he actually lost, like all he lost was the back, like 3,000 wood or 3,000 food, sorry, in the back of his base there, and some of the wood here. But it's not something that a really good raid or push into Eery's base can't handle. And I don't think there's too many spearmen here yet. Yeah, there's only 2 spearmen here and a bunch of ranged units. So if Poseidon keeps pumping out these Asabaras out of these 2 production facilities, making sure not to be housed, then there's lots of opportunity. But yeah, he did lose a lot of that food resource. Just gonna hurt him in the short term.
Yeah, that's something he needs to fix, because these galley can hit the stable.
Yeah, we asked. Well, we did ask for a restart. I checked with Poseidon if his lake was good for him, and he said yes. So we continued to play, but that is. Hey, so nobody's gonna disqualify anybody. And look, yeah, the army of Eery is just. The pop is 20 pop difference, 50 villagers to the 48. So, yeah, these all of these exposed villagers that can't now hide in the back of his base. Yeah, this is rough. This is rough.
Villagers from one wood line for another, and this is so much time lost, man. Yeah. He's already behind here, and this is a hard situation for him right now.
The proxy dock is just such a strong play that it's hard to come back from, but not impossible. I like this from Poseidon, using his excess wood to make some more archer ranges, which you can use for bowmen. But he is losing his production facilities, as I mentioned.
He lost one stable there, so.
This is a massive army from Eery. Oh, but look at this, Poseidon, very nice. Got the bottom dock.
If he can keep kiting with these bombings, at least the front line from Eery, he can survive here, considering both town centers are close, but I don't know, good raiding there.
Yeah. This is excellent flank. Or attempt at a flank, and Poseidon could hold this for quite a while, so I'm not. He still has 12 bowmen. He needs to run with them, but this double TC fire is going to do damage. So yeah, Eery does have a good pop behind this, and he is making a ton of units, so he should be able to sustain the pressure. But yeah, it doesn't look too good right now. So I'm doing everything he can. There are 43 villagers to 62 of Eery. Still has some. Yeah, that's it. That's GG. Oh man, that was an unfortunate last game. Sion put the pressure on Eery really well.
After the first game, I was expecting the same kind of decision making, but the second game he showed a bit of, I don't know, lack of nerves. If you know what I mean, that was a critical moment in the game, and he just threw his units in that situation and resigned after that. And right now, looks like he wasn't understanding well the map, because he had the lake in his base exposed to proxy dock, but you can compare his approach to the lake and Eery's approach. Eery placed 2 houses in each entrance to have vision of the situation, but he just ignored the fact that you could proxy a dock there. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I was expecting.
but it's one of those things where you never truly expect somebody like Eery to proxy dock here. So I can't fault Poseidon too much. He played extremely well, especially in that first game, and even more.
No doubt.
Even more this game. It was going really well to begin with, and he was ahead. He had his second town center up first. He had his second dock up first, or his dock up first. Managed to get this dock up here, but I think Eery was just a little bit more aggressive in the early game. Didn't go to age 2 super fast, and yeah, like he just had that opportunity to put the pressure on Poseidon, which that was great. What a great first series. 2-0 for Eery, or 2-1 for Eery. Oh my god.